Hello. All right. Ooh, goody. Welcome, everyone. Namaste. Let's say hello to all of our beautiful friends here. Welcome. Okay, let me get rid of this here. That doesn't need to be there. There we go. So, namaste, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. I have been away on a sacred journey with Miguel Angel and Trudy of Casa King on a sacred Mayan retreat. So, I was very, very honored to be invited to co lead that with them with an incredible group of people in a remote beach and to some sacred sites. And it's always wonderful to do this work because I get to go on the journey too. I get to have my transformation too, even if I am being one of the guides. And one of the most beautiful things is that the energies that happen for the group, for the individuals, are always for the highest good of all of us. And so then we go and we start to go home and we bring our trail of light and our trail of love and we move out and we bring everything that we've been willing to surrender, everything we've been willing to see. We've been willing to go into the cave of darkness within us because, as you know, if you've been with me for a while, I love you. I never judge you. I never criticize. Nothing I say is ever meant to criticize. And to have that feeling is inside of you. So it's very important to realize, how are you reacting to what's happening around you? Someone said something, someone did something, the news said something, something's happening, something it didn't unfold at work or in relationships or financially just the way that you wanted. You are projecting your own ideas because that's the mirror. There is no other way around it. This is going to stop you chasing all kinds of silliness. Stop your ego from blocking your love and your light. Stop you from receiving the love and the guidance that's showing up all around you, but you don't want to hear it. Why? Why are you here? Why are you on your path? Why are you being called forward? We are right now in the descent into the light. What does that mean? We are descending into darker and darker moments. We are in, it's December 16th, and we are going to go to the 20th, which is the new moon. The new moon is the dark moon. It's when you don't see the moon, and it's when there's no reflection. It's when you're cut off from the emotional aspect and there's darkness. You can go deeper into the womb, deeper into the soil, the rich soil, the energies of the divine mother, that which protects you, holds you. But we were taught to fear the dark, didn't we? To fear the dark within us, to fear the shadow, to judge each other for having shadow, to say, don't tell me what's wrong with me. I know what's wrong with me. You are here, supported in 1,000 ways all around you. It's exquisite to have this kind of access, this kind of guidance. And yet, if we hold on to our ego, I'm going to take this earring off because I can hear it clicking and clucking in here, and I don't want you to have to hear it. It's a moonstone that has a pink backing, and it was calling to me, so I will hold it here underneath the computer because you know the energies always call to you. Who wants to be here? Who wants to be here now? So welcome, because this is the descent into the light. Sunday, the 21st, is the winter solstice. This is the longest night or day, longest night, shortest day of the year. So when you interpret that esoterically, symbolically, energetically, these are conscious energies. How much night we receive is a powerful stimulant to different aspects of us. If you are sleeping more, well, unless you're in the southern hemisphere, You have more night. You want to sleep more. There's more tendency to rest, to hibernate, to go within. It's known as the time of the descent into the dark, into the cave within you, into the womb of your creations, into the shame, in through the fear, in through everything that has held you back. Don't go to a spiritual retreat and then say, don't tell me. Say to the leaders, you don't want to know what they can see. What are you doing with your words? Are you speaking your old story over and over? Are you affirming? Are you seeking other people to hear it? Do you have an idea of what you want instead of the repetition of the old story? Or instead of feeling the exhaustion or how hard it was? Because it has been. Every single one of you, even me. Life is not easy. People die, you fail, you succeed, you doubt yourself, you have ecstasy, you have orgasms, you have failures, you have loss, that's why we're here. We're not wrong. We're never wrong. If you perceive someone is criticizing you, immediately look inside because they're a reflection. It means you are criticizing yourself and others. There's nobody can criticize you. And my students know I don't criticize anyone. In fact, I don't even understand that concept because I'm designed as a seer, and I know that now, and I have 40 years of studying and going through my own shit, even more than that, of course, I'm older than 40. But the idea is that I embody who I am. What am I? I see people, I perceive people, I see your light, I see your money, I see your past, I see your patterns, but I don't just walk up and start digging through your purse. If you come to me in sacred space, whether we're on retreat or personal or here or something, then I am going to be that sacred conduit, that clear and open channel for what is optimal for you at this time. I enter inside of my own infinity healing chamber, balanced between the worlds, aligned with what is optimal for me and you at all times. I do not come from ego. I do not make things up in my head. I do not want anything other than to be that clear conduit. And then my life becomes a commitment. It's what you would call the priestess path, right? It's the path where you commit to your truth, to discovering who you are, to following something you can have faith in. That means you believe it even if you don't see it. Maybe it's a business. Maybe it's a harmonious relationship. You can start to embody that now. You can have faith that it exists already right now because it does. So what I am is a window and a channel to the infinite world in many ways that my senses work. And if you've been in any of my classes, I see you and you come and then I'll say, ooh, here, look, you have this potential, you have this power. Here's what's in the way. Here's what's coming up. Here's what it means that you keep repeating this pattern. None of that is ever criticism. And I've had this affirmation today from my clients that know me, just like, oh, what? Criticize? No. But I am going to see what's optimal for you. And without judgment of any kind from the universe, from the divine, from mother, from me. Otherwise, I'm not going to say it because my path is to commit to be an oracle, to be a seer, to be a shaman, to be a priestess, to be a self-realized spiritual teacher. I'm on a path of becoming that. I am light years ahead of where I was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Oh my goodness me. I played all the games. I have had every fear. I was a people pleaser. I didn't believe I was any good. I never spoke up. I couldn't have spoken in front of you right now. Oh my goodness me. All right. I've experienced so much, not what you've been through. Everyone's unique. Yes, you have reason to say, I was wronged, I was hurt, I was betrayed. However, do you want to keep reliving that story? Or do you want to say, oh, look, I'm doing it. I'm recreating the pattern. I can stop that because it's in my power. It is my voice. It is my light. It is my radiation. And there's nobody else that can come inside of you and change it but you. But if you say, I already know and I don't want any help, perfect. Then go do your thing. 100% F yeah. Okay. I don't work with thousands of healers. I did. I used to learn everything, read everything. There's a time for that. Then there's a time of integrating it. And there's a time of doing it on your own and being on your own and protecting your space. And there's a time of going to be with certain groups or certain wisdom keepers or receiving new information, whether you're downloading it from the tree yourself or you're taking a course or you're reading a book you read a long time ago and suddenly it's taken on new life and new meaning because you're a new you. If you read a book 20 years ago that was powerful, I invite you to tell me what it is and then go reread it. At least page through it. At least go look at it and see who you were then, how you saw that information. Was it new? Was it shocking? Was it life transforming? Was it difficult? Did it take you reading it 6 times to understand it? Did you get it right away? Did it awaken you to psychic dreams the next day, right? We all have these things, but now you're different. That was what happened to you in the spiral of time a while ago. And you can go back there and you can also say, oh my gosh, look who I am now. Isn't it amazing? Isn't my life wonderful? The more I am aware of what I wish for, the more I embody it. I speak from it. I know that it's real. I affirm it. I thank it. I say it is done. Thank you, it is done. Thank you, it is done. Thank you, it is done. Not it is coming, it will be. I will fix it. Don't fix anything anymore. There's nothing wrong with you. Embody what you want and start giving yourself permission to think about what you want. So let's light a candle. Let's start our ritual. Let's start our descent into the light. We're moving down. Hi. We're moving down into deeper darkness over the next several days. So the fun thing about doing this now is that you can come back and repeat this, whatever we end up doing here. Oh, well through the solstice, okay? Now, on Thursday, I'm going to be live with Maria Wheatley, and we do these sacred retreats together in England, and she's coming to Mexico for the first time. She decodes sacred sites on Mars with the science groups. She's all over Gaia TV and the ancient civilizations. She leads retreats. She teaches master dowsing, and she wrote The Secret History of Stonehenge. And she understands as a druid and a goddess that the energies, that these were goddess temples versus tombs or something, right? And that the alignment is important. So we know, oh, this is aligned to the equinox. This is aligned to the solstice. This is aligned to the new moon. This is aligned to that. This solar serpent appears, the Maya are beyond anything you'll see anywhere. They create a whole solar serpent of equal, perfectly light, dark triangles at a certain time. And oh my goodness. So, but these are because someone observed energies in the earth, spirals, caves, waters, that and the skies that interacted. So when it's sunrise, the energy in the land or the stones at Stonehenge act completely differently if then it's sunset or it's noon or the moon is at its peak over here or on the eclipse or on the whatever, okay? And the earth energies react. So the waters in the earth don't reflect the full moon energy for 6 days. So if you go somewhere for the full moon on the full moon, know that you're enjoying the energies of the moon as it is affecting the surface world around you. So this new moon on Saturday, we are going to have the prelude to the solstice. And I'm going to have a live solstice fire ceremony. And I need to tell you, I have now secured my incredible friend who is Aztec and does all of our ceremonies when you come live, Christian. And his Mayan wife is too pregnant. She's about to have a baby in a few weeks. but he's coming with 3 more of his dancers, his ceremony tribe, and we are going to have a full-on Mayan Aztec ceremony live streamed on Saturday. It's on sale again in the shop. It's only $44. This money goes to bring them over here. It goes to pay them for their transportation, pay them for their time. I'm putting them up in my house. We're feeding them. I've got, hang on here. I have a lovely lady, a local lady coming in to cook them some food. And I'm super excited. So I would love for you to help us by donating. There also will be a tip button if you would like to tip them after. You have access to the recording. So it's live streamed 10 o'clock Central on Saturday, the 20th. However, if you can't come live, like I said, it'll be fine. So it'll be about 60 to 90 minutes because I'm going to take you through an introduction of this descent into the darkness and out into the light, how this is reflected in cultures and mystery schools and symbols in heroes' journeys all over the world, and how it is your template. It is here. Woo! That's some copal, and it is now reaching the level of burning me. So thank you. We're going to go ahead and say thank you to that. I am the light. I am the light. There is no darkness within me. I just take mugs like this. I am the light. I am the light. There is no darkness within me. And then we're going to receive the light. This is an inner light. This is spiritual light. This is the light of the mind, the one heart. This is the light of the ancestors and the ancients, the light of the sacred sun, the great central sun. This is the light of the moon, of Muluk. This is the light of your soul, the spark of who you are. Call this in, whether you can light a candle right now or not. You're here with me. And thank you for being here. So we're going to have, I don't know, I always let the spirit guides take us through. Once they tell me what we're going to do, we're here for this descent into the light idea. So I want to invite you to think about your feelings, okay, around the idea of the underworld, of the shadow side, of do you believe in hell and demons? Do you believe in sin, original sin? Are you or have you had to unravel some traumatic religious beliefs and experiences from this life or others? Or have you embraced your duality, the way that this jaguar is half jaguar, half feathered serpent? This is the sacred feathered serpent. It is your spirit, feathers, bird, and the serpent, your kundalini, your life force, your body. Married together, the rattle is your chakras. You grow in consciousness. The jaguar part of you is the sun, crosses into the dark, can see in the dark. You never miss a beat with jaguar medicine, because jaguar medicine now carries the ability to see in the dark. And that ability to see in the dark is extended to seeing through your shadows, your fears. That is extended through seeing through other people's manipulations and where you're tricking yourself, or where you're repeating patterns and not holding your power. Once you ask, this is the red jaguar throne from the temple of Chichen Itza. And this pyramid is beyond powerful in what it represents, what the energies it holds. And if you go there, even as a tourist, you're not going to get much, but you're going to get the frequencies. This red jaguar lives in your heart, okay? It is in the heart of the temple. All pyramids, all temples represent you, your body. Your body is a temple, literally, that your divine self came to live in. and it's programmed perfectly for what you are here to do. The patterns, the story of your life is not suffering and denial. It is completion and wisdom. And it's time for you to gather that wisdom. And that's why we go into the dark. You go into the cave that you fear. You go look at the fears that are holding you back from wanting, speaking, knowing, or anything else of your life. If you have been wanting something for years, but it's not happening, are you really sure that it's still something you want? It's still what's right for you? Or are you holding on to an old belief, an old identity you don't want to give up? Right? There's many of us that were programmed, don't give up, don't be a quitter, right? But what do you do when you're the snake? You shed that old skin, you shed that old identity, you get rid of that, but you're perfectly formed underneath. You're already perfect. Your pattern is there, your wisdom is there. Like the nut, you already have your blueprint. And when you marry that with the wisdom that you came here from the stars as a spirit, you already know your heart and your high, your crown become one. And this is the masculine and feminine coming into sacred balance of this moment in this time. And we chose to be here. We chose to be here. We chose to remember. We chose to be the ancients. We chose to be the ones that remembered and embodied and whispered and spoke and manifested like the goddess, like the sacred ones once again. All right. So this is a beautiful and exquisite representation of who we are. This is Lemuria and Atlantis. And in March, there's a few spots left to come with Maria and I and Miguel Angel, the Mayan elder that I just led a retreat with and I'm studying with, to these sacred sites, to go in both wisdom wise of seeing, sensing the energies, understanding what the temples were doing, how they were aligned, new equipment that she has. You get to be the first people to actually be on the mystery solving team with us because she's never been here. And most of these sites have never had anyone study their alignments. And she's finding possible similarities to Mars, to Egypt, to who knows what. So we're going to talk about that on Thursday, about some of these new things, because what does this tell us? Well, one, you feel now the energy. Oh, look, here's a vortex. What does it feel like? Now you can train yourself that every time you go out and you're near a vortex, you will be able to tell. And you can recharge yourself or cleanse yourself or whatever that energy is for. You're going to be more in tune with the earth. You're going to be more in tune with your body. You're going to be more in tune with walking in concert with the elements. And that's what we're meant to do. When you're walking into the dark, you don't rush, you don't run, you don't grab things. You walk slowly and intentionally. You feel and sense into your environment. If you were walking into the basement and there were no lights, you would go very slow. You would take each step. You would be listening. You would heighten all of your senses. So we are going to go and do that. And so please join us. Please tell everybody you can. I love to support the locals, the Maya, the Aztecs, the indigenous, the people who are carrying on the culture. If you've been to one of my retreats, you know how incredibly special they are. The intention, I'm already co-creating this with Christian. I told him the theme that we're talking about this week. I said, well, we're descending into the light, right? We're going into the deepest parts of ourselves, which is called Xibalba to the Maya. Xibalba is 9 levels that the Spanish interpreted as hell, but hell is Catholics, okay? We don't have hell in the Celtic goddess world. We don't have hell in the Greek world. We have Hades, which is completely different. It isn't bad. It isn't torture. It isn't condemnation. This is not about judgment. If you're living in that, you know that the paradigm of your ancestors, the paradigm of your fears of being criticized, your fears of, if you're perceiving anybody is criticizing you, even if they actually are criticizing you, it's because you are within you criticizing yourself. You believe that you're worthy of criticism. You're criticizing others. and then you're resisting. And that is the ego, and that is what the Maya knew the best. All of their sacred traditions was to remind you you're divine in a body, let go of the ego, come back into alignment with your truth. Everything's provided for you. You are abundant. It is done. It is here. If you let that blossom from within you, the truth unfolds from within you. The wisdom is all around you. It can come to you through a bird. It could come to you through the sunrise. It could come to you through a kind word or a simple gesture. It could come to you from the gift of an elder that you're standing with at a sacred site who tells you something. I received some beautiful gifts from teachers, both the participants and the other teachers along with me. And because I go in saying, I'm here to transmute, I'm here to receive, I'm here to believe, I'm here to see, I'm here to manifest, I'm here to remember the truth of who I am, the harmony of who I am. What am I here to do? Become the channel of clear light, connected through my heart. That doesn't mean I'm out to criticize anyone. That doesn't mean I'm out to beg anyone, to compete with anyone. I don't believe in any of these things. If you step into a higher state of consciousness, especially the Maya consciousness, you're going to discover equilibrium. Beautiful. It's so beautiful. Okay, so let's go see what we have. I have some really, really pretty pictures for you. And what do we want first? I guess let's do this one and see what we have. Oh, here's some new things. So, okay. So what I want to do is introduce you to the idea of magic being every day. I was really delighted. I had no belief in this at all. I couldn't talk, speak, whatever, but I am a born teacher. And this year in one of the 17 in one place, and I don't remember how many in the other place, probably 40 different initiations, deep ceremony, going deep into trance, burning fires, drumming, calling the spirits of light, asking for transformation from Mother Earth, from the heart of the earth, from Grandmother Ishmukane, Gaia, Pele, Delphine. You know, there's many names for all of these. Call on Persephone, call on Demeter, call on Isis. All right, call on any aspect of the divine that you feel safe with. Perhaps you would like Anubis. Maybe Anubis is a strong and beautiful guide for you. I have a beautiful spiritual sister who has a dog named Anubis, and he looks just like Anubis. It's the Egyptian god of the dead. So the idea that the underworld is bad and evil and you suffer and you have to be stuck there is something I want to invite you right now to shed. So it's the snake year. It's the end of the snake year. There's a lot of help to shed stuff. You may feel like it's just getting ripped off of you. And then another layer of that old idea of who you were. Let's get rid of that poverty level. Woohoo! Be happy for whatever it is. Be kind to yourself and whatever you need right now. Nourish yourself through this time. If you need time alone, don't go into patterns. Don't place everyone else's happiness ahead of you. So one of the things we're going to be doing is going in March. We're going to be visiting this town that you may hear me talk about that I've madly fallen in love with. It is called the Yellow City. This is a pyramid. This is the back of a hotel. The umbrellas below and up there are tables you can sit at. You can sit on this pyramid and meditate. You can sit and have a cup of coffee. It's crazy, and that's from my room. So I was sleeping about, 15 feet or something from this pyramid. It's quite significant if you are familiar with the energies. Now, remember what we said, the energies in the earth. This was built here for a reason. They didn't just go, oh, that would look pretty over there, put that there, over there. No, they tell me there at the tourist office that they've identified 19 different pyramids in this town. Most of them are barely a rock, right? There's 3 or 4 that I go to on a regular basis. There's a few more that you can go to. Sometimes they're open, and there's many of them are in the backyard of people's homes and shops and schools, just like this. So they're just there. They're you could go into someone's backyard. We've been invited a few times, and you can see it, but you can't go to it, climb on it, touch it. Okay. And then the biggest pyramid was turned into a, there you can see me on the balcony. My balcony in my room was right there. It is a convent now. Okay. And so we're going to be able to go up these pyramids, activate, walk the streets. Maybe you'll feel like me. You were a priestess there. This was the training ground for Itzamna, who is the guide that came from Atlantis, built the temples based on Atlantis. So we start there because apparently that's the only picture I have right now, because this is the first city. All of the other cities go out from here in a perfect cross, and you can ascend on the pyramid to the pyramid that Itzamna, who would be like Thoth, the father of civilization, the bringer, the priest king type bringer of wisdom from Atlantis, to build these temples. So all of these were arranged, and the convent is built on top of the biggest pyramid. But when I walk the streets, I feel I am walking in those times. I am there. So we're going to be there with Maria. We're going to be able to test out the new equipment. What does it tell you? How big is that field? And why do you want to know that? Because it tells you how much it raises your consciousness. So these sites are all about raising consciousness, giving you portals to higher versions of yourself, new perspectives on worlds, who you really are, freedom from judgment, stepping into the timeless spiral nature of the Akasha. We are working with the wisdom keepers, the ancients. All time exists right now. So when I'm standing here, this is it's a site called Edsna. We went to on this sacred retreat with Kasakim. Thank you, everyone. This is one of the temples, many temples at the site, that still the stones hum. They still have harmonics. They're still on top of vortexes. They're still aligned to certain alignments. This one was facing east. I'm facing east, so that was behind me in the west. We did ceremony not far from this one. We were able to get permission to do a small ceremony with an altar with Miguel Angel, and we'll be not here, but we'll be doing that with him. These are just some energies. So just breathe in the energies of this place. What was this place? This place trained the priestesses of sacred sounds. They were the priestesses of the chants, of music, of dance, of frequency, of energy medicine, of every and any aspect of frequency. Edsna is also a day sign in the Mayan calendar, and it's spelled a little differently, but in this original spelling, the name of this site means the sacred site, the sound of the temples of the sacred sounds, or something like that. I forgot. And here you see this is a square, and we're allowed to climb here, not the main pyramid. It's built on 5 levels. It's got everything encoded into it. Oh, it's the 5 elements. It's the 5-pointed star. It's you as a human. It's the goddess symbol. It's connected to the moon. The moon, the equinox comes over this way here, comes up here. The moon does a different thing. We weren't there to see that. It's just some of the things that we learned. And then we went also to a sacred cave. Now, this is a cave that is not, known to the tourists. This is Miguel and Miguelito. These are our shaman and our wisdom keeper. And this is just the beginning of the cave. Okay, this cave has been used for thousands of years by the ancestors for sacred ceremony. The priests and priestesses would come from a long way and stay and live in the cave for months at a time to learn. You go into a cave, you are going into the underworld. You are going into the womb of the mother. You are going into Shibaba. You're going in and you're going to be rebirthed when you come out. There's no way around it. When we go in and we swim in the cenotes, we come out, we're reborn. When we go in and do ceremony like this, we did not get in the water, but we went in and we each had an incredible ceremony and a blessing and a healing directly with Miguelito through sacred herbs and all kinds of things. So I want you to tune into this. This is where we are right now energetically, what we are doing. This is why I love these retreats. There's nothing you can do that replaces going to these things in these sacred ways. The group, the people, the opportunities, whether this comes again or not, all these incredible things. So as we went in, here's Chris, as we're getting ready to go down into the cave. It's a huge cave, big opening, no reason to be afraid whatsoever. We had a small altar and we burned. So I want you to see this. If you're familiar with going and doing sacred ceremonies, going to sacred sites, taking pictures and seeing interesting light beings, orbs, energies, this happens a lot. So I take a lot of pictures when I do these kinds of things, because later on I'll flip through and I'll say, oh, I wonder if I saw something. Check this out. Those are literally pink orbs that appeared, and I don't have the pictures in a row, but I showed everybody the whole thing, like click, 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 okay, picture, literally second after the next one. Nothing, 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 that, nothing, 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 all right? We looked at, there's no light coming, there's no nothing other people had. So this is how powerful the manifestation of some of the light beings there for us, the ancestors there. And you can see everybody going around the cave, doing their sacred work. We distributed gifts. There's a turtle shell area. These were ancient cave paintings on a ceiling that was so high. People were like, well, how did they get up there? Who knows, right? So the ancients, the ancestors were there. If you look at this is just one part of the cave. You can see in the background there's an opening and the sunlight is coming through. It was pure luminosity. So I want you to see why I truly believe that the descent into the darkness is into the light. The darkness, your fear, the shadow, call on jaguar medicine, call on owl medicine, call on bat medicine, right? Call on anything that can see in the dark that is loving and beneficial to you, to your energies, to what is optimal, what is the medicine you're learning. Understand that the ancients are here. There's no way for them not to be here. What are you tuning into? Are you full of fear? Then you're going to attract fear energies. If you are full of love and light and happiness and you know that they're there for your greatest good, then you're going to have pink spheres. Okay? So I want you to take a minute now and see how filled with light this cave is once we went down through the dark. The descent was dark. It was harder to walk down. Even though there was a railing, normally there isn't. It was rocky and uneven. So that's how you might feel right now. Things are falling apart. Things are metamorphosizing. Things aren't ready to quite take shape yet. You're having to rest too much. You don't know what's next. You want something to be done with, and you're holding on. You're ready to move forward, but you're holding on because you want something to be different. You're asking for something to be over, which means you're not trusting that it already is. You have to come into the cave. You have to go in the next few days into the deepest parts of yourself and see that there's light. Not only that, I want you to start to look at the stones. There are so many beings, so many faces, so much here. Not just of the ancestors, not just of the ceremonies, not just of the priestesses who were living here, not just, and I'll show you more, but this one is a great one just to look, to feel. This is a living womb of the earth mother, Gaia, Ishel, and your body is made out of this. You can pretend that none of this affects you, and you can fool yourself all you want. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm not sure how many of these we shared, but this big one over here, when you're facing it this way, it looked like a giant bunny face with two long floppy ears, big eyes, and a big nose. There's a lot of other faces and beings. And then this lovely lady I discovered was over here taking pictures of Chris standing in the light. So if you go into the darkness of your shadows, of your fears, of the things you judge about yourself or others, of the things you think that you can't change, of the things you think are solid, if you're reflecting, oh, that person's criticizing me, that person did this to me, this is that, I don't want you to tell me this, blah, 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 then, what are you really doing? What are you really doing? Could you go deeper into it and just surrender, accept it, and say, is that a guidance? Is that a message? Is that for me to say, no, I don't believe that? Then good, you're making a choice. But don't give your power away to other people and say, oh, you're criticizing. No, the critic is inside of you. It wouldn't occur to me to criticize. It wouldn't occur to me that someone was criticizing me. I'm over that paradigm. So if I'm in that paradigm, then you're reflecting me and I'm reflecting you. And then there's some interesting medicine. So thank you, teachers, all of us, for each other, right? So how beautiful is it to think that you go into the deepest depths of your soul. You go in, you call in the spirits, you do your ceremony, your drumming, we did all that. And then each of us, one by one, went and had a healing with herbs and medicines and energies and all through the bodies and everything next to the sacred water, coming down through the cave with the shaman and shamanita. And then people were moving around the cave in their new bodies, in their new beings, not running out of the cave in fear, not saying, oh, why did I do that? Not even caring anymore about what, who, where, what, why. You can't keep telling the story. This person did bad to me. This was too hard. This is so hard. That's so hard. Do you want it to stay hard? Do you want to keep making that happen? Do you want to keep discussing your pain? Yes, bring it up in the right circumstances. Bring it up to acknowledge it. Bring it up in ceremony. Put it into the fire. Do it 50 times if you have to till it's gone. My God, there were things in my life that didn't seem like they would ever be over. It's not a big deal. There's no timeline. You're not doing anything wrong except for judging yourself and others, which just keeps you in the loop. So this is what happens when you go deep. You let yourself be seen, cleansed, loved, emerging. So we have this sacred feminine site. This is called Uxmal, and we will be here in March. We're going to stay for 2 nights right at the entrance to this. You can actually see the top of this pyramid from the hotel. We can walk back and forth. There is 2 or 3 lagoon pools under these gorgeous trees and these amazing rooms with all this polished carved wood, and a gorgeous pool with turtles on the bottom to swim in. And just down the street is the chocolate museum and rescue jaguars, and just the beauty of this place and the magic that you're sleeping on the land of this, right? So this is the Sacred Feminine University, and that's what it's called. This is the Pyramid of the Moon. It's like an oval. It's like an egg. There's 3 inside of it. It's full of mystery. It's magic. They call it the Pyramid of the Seer or the Magician, but this is the Sacred Feminine. You'll see moon symbols all over it on the inside. Then there's the quadrangle that has all, and I've showed you this many, many times. So this year we're going to be starting the School of the Path of the Priestess. That doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. This is the sacred feminine path of remembering the fire, remembering the water, remembering the sacred space, the stars, the moons. What was your skills? How do you speak to the stone? How do you let the symbols come alive in you? How do you awaken the Koyopa in your blood? Well, the first thing you do is go somewhere sacred in a sacred way. Wherever you're called, listen. Listen. There's a way for you to go there. If you're called to Greece, figure out how to go. If you're called to England, come with me in September. We're going to be back there one more time, and then the following year we're going to go to Greece, and we're going to Egypt. Now, this is an opportunity to come into a place where here we're looking at the sacred symbols going up, right? And this tree they actually found mummies. I never knew this, right? And this is the inside of this pyramid. You can feel how feminine with the circular. When I am here, my heart opens. I call it my beloved. From the very first time I ever went here, I didn't know or understand most of the sacred symbology. I just knew that I felt good at these places. I felt good. Now I know my Mayan birth sign is Ish, is Jaguar. I'm meant to be a shaman. I'm meant to be a daykeeper. And I am the embodiment of the sacred feminine, the Jaguar medicine, and grandmother who does the transformation. So I can't be with you and not tell you if I see how magnificent you are, which I do, and then I see where you're holding yourself back. It's not a criticism, it's a gift. So you have that skill too. But if you aren't feeling like you're seeing your path, then look where you're giving your power away. Are you giving it away to the past or the belief or the thought that maybe it'll take longer, that someone else knows better, or that you're not worthy of it, or it'd be hard to hold your power, or maybe other people won't like it? Whatever you're putting in the way, believe me, it's worth it to find it. Do you want to live right now? Take advantage of every single second, every single minute you have. And this right now is a descent into the darkest parts of you. So whether you see it as entering that temple, going underneath into Xibalba through the cave, entering into these sacred rooms were painted, and they were painted with exactly what you did in that room. So some of the rooms in some pyramids, they've measured the energies like we're going to do with Maria. Some are magnetic and all equipment stops. So what do you imagine that they built that room for, right? Some had huge obsidian mirrors. Some you track stars. Some you were aligned with certain frequencies coming from the earth, coming up. So they were interacting with the natural energies, speaking to the essences of those things, learning the skies, the star alignments, doing the ceremonies, understanding how to speak the language of the elementals. And here is where they taught. And here you can see through, this is inside of here is this enormous square. And each of these buildings was classrooms for the priestesses in Uxmal, which is the city of the kindness of Mother Moon. Here's Miguel Angel, and he's our elder, our wisdom keeper. And we were learning like a lot of what I've already know, but now we know like which building is the masculine teachings, feminine teachings, which ones are the sacred star, the fire. This is the possibility that we have, is to walk through portals literally and begin to glow, begin to shift, begin to download the codes just as you walk past these, right? So you descend into the darkness of who you are, but not because it's something to fear, and you're not alone. You don't have to be Luke Skywalker. Yeah, good luck, go in there and die. Although they know he's not going to die. He has to face his own fear, right? No. The Maya believed in everyone being trained to understand they were divine and they were human. Everyone trained to understand how to speak to elementals to a certain level. And everything aligned with meaning, reminding you, don't get caught up in the pain, the challenges, the fear. Don't get caught up in the ego. Always the initiations were about coming back into balance, harmony, equilibrium, and shedding that skin that you may have taken on. Now, this is a really cool picture because this is a temple that we will be in March, and it's called the Temple of the Turtles. Now, you can't really tell, but all those little dots kind of along the top tier are turtles. And they go all the way around this building. And every single one of them is different, a different shaped shell, a different time era. It's almost like the evolution of turtles. Some have moon symbols, crescent moons on the back. Some are very, very literal in terms of like that's a box turtle. It's mind-boggling. But this is the temple of Ak. Ak is turtle in Maya, and it means Atlantis, Atlantis. So this is up in what's called heaven. So this entire site is built with the feminine on the surface world, right? And then you go down into the ball court and these other buildings and these other things, which are really to teach you how to go through the underworld. And then you climb way up high onto this Acropolis that has the Temple of the Sun and these other things, and this temple that's looking out over the lower world temples and the feminine school temples and the pyramids. And right here through this, aligned through the middle windows of this Atlantis turtle temple, you can see straight through to the Sacred Feminine University and the dual-headed jaguar. So the jaguar is a Lemurian symbol, and it's sacred feminine, and it's the sun that sets and crosses through the dusk and into the darkness, and is the midnight sun because the jaguar can see, and that's who you are. So this is so significant that these are here for us to see, to align with, to open to, that you can call to the temple of Atlantis. So Ak is turtle. This is my Mayan animal spirit totem. And there's a little bit more zoomed in picture. Now, it would shock you if you knew how far away that temple is, pretty far. And you can almost perfectly even see the symbols, the carvings that are still on the front of it. Above that door, which is the center door of one, particular of the four sides of that quadrangle, the four elements, the four powers, everything had sacred meaning. And you start to awaken these things within you when you're here, whether we talk about them or not. So this is a very powerful, this is the pyramid of the sun. And I was very pleased because during COVID, they closed most of this, and then they closed, you could walk up onto that level, but you couldn't walk on this temple, and now you can. And it has one of the most mind-blowing, that thing you see above there goes all the way around this long rectangular temple and has an exact number of stones and an exact figure, like this means Milky Way here, and this means the net and Mars, and this is the spiral, and this is your higher self, and these are the sacred serpents creating the 9 levels of creation, and on, and the abundance comes pouring down, and here's your third eye, and this is awakening. Every single position, every single stone is overflowing with meaning and symbolism and power. So this is, you can see how elevated we are, and then we are elevated up on the pyramid too from here. Above that temple, that pyramid back there in the quadrangle, that is all the surface level of the sacred feminine. Up here, you come up to a higher level, which is what we call, heaven or the sky. So here's our group we just had this last time. Oops, I didn't show you any of that. That was all really beautiful. We did this beautiful fire ceremony. This is the site that I was showing you earlier about the sacred sounds. That's the temple behind. This is where the priestesses would go in to practice and learn how to work with energy and frequency and harmonics and sound. And we found also at Uxmal, the center of that quadrangle, where it was like this teaches the sacred feminine and this teaches the sacred masculine, and so on and so on. There was a stela, a plaque in one particular spot that denoted this is the spot that you create the sound healing from. This is where you stand to do the sacred chants that will activate all the energies of how they built that. And it's right there written, like a school manual. So the symbols, here we are in a museum, where they've taken the original stones and put. So the nice thing about going to the museums is to literally be in front of the original stones, even though they're not in situ, they're not where they originally were, they still hold the frequencies. So here we were tuning in to the frequencies, and that's part of being there. You get to feel them, you get to vibrate with them, you get to receive them. And you know, here we're on the land, but they've removed all of the really ornamental or things for protection and other reasons. So to get to go into some of those is nice. And you know, we were just able to have a nice little small ceremony there. But just being in these spaces awakens this, and this was amazing. So if you know the Mayan glyphs or the sacred calendar, or you went through my ancestor class, you know that these are so powerful, vivid, and descriptive. And this temple that I was showing you had all the stairs was just covered in glyphs, inscriptions. Now, many are missing, they may not be in the right way, but these are just a few of the nicely preserved ones. So right there, like on the front of each of those steps. So they're built over energies that are vortexes, cenotes, caves, that react to sun, sunrise, moon, you know, equinoxes, all the cross quarters. They react daily to, you know, sunrise, sunset. The stones are packed with information, packed with energy, packed with wisdom, depending on who was put there, what kind of crystal content is in them. And everything is carefully crafted, curated, orchestrated, designed to come together to offer you the most powerful opportunity to raise your consciousness, to free yourself from patterns that keep you sick, stuck, broke, poor, or unhappy. You know, maybe making a lot of money, but you're exhausted. Maybe you're, you know, in a relationship that was great once, but it's not anymore. Everything evolves. You've never done anything wrong. So let yourself out of this idea of criticizing yourself or other people, of being stuck in that you've done it wrong or you have to do it differently or anything else. Be in the attitude that whoever shows up in my life is opening a door of miracles and magic for me to embody more and more of who I am. And it's so empowering, so beautiful. And I love my life. So you can just feel into these energies. You can see our group. We were very blessed. I think there was maybe one other couple there while we were there. And this one beautiful man is a kind of he likes music, and I think he plays, you know, stuff, but he was doing, you know, ooh, sounds and claps in front of there, and it was reflecting, the sound was coming off because this is the site of the sacred sounds, which meant that acoustically, more than most places, these carry different frequencies. And then as you know, depending on the sound, it maybe stimulates your mind to be clear, or put you to sleep, or, you know, stimulate melatonin production, or whatever. So beautiful, incredible to have the opportunity to go here and to experience it. So this is a little bit more of that sacred site of the Sacred Feminine University. So what's going to be fun about this is we're going to go to Itzamol, and then we're going to go here, and we're going to go here, and we're going to be here with Maria and me, and we're going to go to a nearby site that is just mind-blowingly covered with these carvings. And every time we go there, we have levitation, we have crystals that change shape, it's just very, very magical. And then Miguel Angel is going to come, and he's going to take us in the next day. We're going to a sacred mountain, and we're doing ceremony, and then we're going to enter the site with him, and it'll be a completely different experience. You're going to get to know the site through decoding and tuning into the earth energies through Maria's way, and through us speaking and me leading activations. And then we're going to go back in through the sacred Mayan wisdom and understand at another level. So that's the depth of what this March retreat, which we were going to be together. After this, we're here 2 nights at the gorgeous lodge. Then we're going to go to Chichen Itza for 2 nights and also stay right there near the site. And we will be there for the beginning of the solar serpent. And we'll be there with Miguel to do the sacred chants. And we'll be there to go to Old Chichen, which is all Atlantean energies. And we're going to start to really activate the Atlantean wisdom within us that is then going to allow the sacred feminine Lemurian energy. And this is all about coming into balance. You see that above the snake's head is its tail. And so it is the whole journey all the way down and back. Evolution happens within you. You are time. You are space. You are the creator that came into a body, experienced life and time, and is now emerging, enlightened to do something new in a new universe, opening new worlds, creating these new worlds. So we're so blessed to have the opportunity to see these. You see here the weaving. So the serpent, the feathered serpent, our spirit and our body, right, coming together. The serpent is unconditional love and sacred knowledge. And the feathers, of course, are the wisdom and the vision. So we are going into this descent of the dark with awareness. And look at this. This starts to become that DNA spiral, that weaving, that perfect balance of masculine and feminine coming down over and over all the way along here. Every time you think things are changing, then a union happens. Unity happens. This is what you do on your descent. You do something different on your ascent, and that will come after Sunday. So right now we're in the descent. Now, some of these, this is, you can see in the middle, this is a two-headed jaguar, and their tails are coming together again to do this. And it is masculine and feminine, perfectly in balance, two parts of the whole. And they're creating a vortex, a central channel of the wisdom to manifest reality. Above, you'll see symbols of the serpent with the two heads. Again, that's balance, that's masculine and feminine above and below. We're manifesting into the world through all of these portals. This is a stargate. All these places are portals, and you'll have an opportunity to feel these, to download these in person. But I want you to know that Jaguar is your guide, whether you feel called to it or not. She is our mother. Grandmother Ishmukane is the heart of the earth, who takes everything you don't want anymore, everything you judge, everything you fear, everything, and she will transmute it. She composts it, and then she brings out the pearls and gives you back your wisdom. And believe me, she has so much for you. So you're going to have an opportunity. This is the Palapa, the restaurant where we're going to stay across the street. Right over there where that blue truck is, that's the entrance to Uxmal. The pyramid is right behind here. Over here is where we stay. This is part of the restaurant. This is one of the pools. And there's a little dragon. You see the little dragon? This is a ceiba tree. Who knows what they will be doing at the time. It poofs open with cotton. We're going to be staying in Valladolid at some point, which is a beautiful little colonial town, having lunch at this gorgeous place. With these delicious Yucatecan foods. We have foods, we have treats all the way across. This is some of that energies of the fire at Ismal. So this is Itzamal. This is the top of the Kinichkakmo pyramid. And this is the place we're going to go the first day. I want you to see, this is the second pyramid. First you climb a big giant pyramid, and then this is on top of it. This is the feminine on top of the masculine. And we can go to the top. And this is where I do a lot of ceremony. And Kinichkakmo means the Holy Spirit. It is a macaw with the face of the sun. It's the white dove. It's any spirit, winged spirit. And that's available to you. When you go in to the darkness, you're not like you're underground and there's no spirit beings that can come to you. They're with you. They're guiding you. I'm doing these Maya destiny birth chart readings, and they are so much fun. I did one earlier where one of the signs in the person's destiny cross is men, which means the eagle. And when you think about how powerful that is, having a part of you that is that vision way up here, that is the highest level of your spirit embodied, that can see clearly for a long way. And the idea that that is the Holy Spirit, separate from the religious connotations of that, what does that actually mean energetically? That is your divine truth. That's yourself. You are perfect. You are worthy. You are wonderful. You are loved. You have everything you've ever needed. The more you accept that and know that and live your purpose, the more that the world steps up to provide it for you. You were never left. You never had to fix yourself. You are so beautiful. You're so divine. And when you accept that, you can be lifted up to any heights. You can create any new world. You can embody harmony. So, Ceiba trees, these are grandmother trees. See their beautiful eyes. So, all right. So what I want to share with you now is something that we're going to do. All right. I don't know where that is, but Maria and I are going to be live on Thursday, and she's going to reveal some of this epic stuff that I don't even know yet. She's just like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to tell you what I have. So it just makes it, again, an incredibly special, rare, unique moment. And I feel like the combination of these energies is so powerful that we really aren't certain what is happening, in terms of that. So now let me, I think I have to stop and then start again. Hi, Tiffany. Ooh, 444, yay. Hi, Stephanie. Oh, goody. So, Tiffany, you're coming to this. We need to talk. Excuse me. Thank you. Yes. So, the energies at Ushmal were telling me it's time for Tiffany. So, so now what I want you to think about is that we're going like 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Like 4 days, we're going down into the new moon, and then we have the solstice. So Sunday is actually the longest day. Monday next week will be the other one, and will be the longest, the first day of turning back to the light. And I always get excited when that's happening because uh, oh, that's what we're doing right now. So here is we are, when you stay in the energies of what's happening right now, super insanely profound things happen. So talking to some of my clients who did the Ancestor Magic class, which turned out to be the Mayan day signs combined with light body healing, and absolutely exploded everybody into a whole new level of reality and prosperity and self-awareness. It's absolutely mind-boggling. Synchronicities, alignments, because we're working with energies that are already here. We're working with energies that are already exist, and we've grown up not knowing they were there helping us, So the descent into the light is really, really important. So remember to get one. I am doing them now. My power is cooperating. Now, this is very important that you sign up for the live solstice online Maya fire ceremony, because I am having my friend Christian and his ceremonial team. They're coming over on Friday, staying the night. We're going to be performing live for you. They're going to have all their costumes, drums. It's going to be epic. It's going to be amazing. We haven't done this in at least 3 years. We started doing this online during COVID because we weren't able to get people to come in person. And whether you've experienced him or not, it's so worth it, because this is Christian, and this is what he does. He comes from the 5th longest living Aztec family near Teotihuacan. His father, who passed a couple of years ago, was the the president of the Indigenous Elders Association. His mother's a curandera. His whole entire family does ceremony. They make all their own costumes. And he is married to a beautiful Mayan woman who's been dancing with him and performing with him for many years. She's literally weeks away from delivering a beautiful baby boy, and so she won't be coming, but we have a beautiful woman coming to be the deliverer of the copal. So you're going to receive a whole blessing. We're going to be calling the directions. We're going to be blessing with the copal. We're going to be, and it's all recorded, and you'll have access to the recording. If you can't come live, that's fine. And we're supporting them. So I want you to come. We'll also have a button for you to donate more if you want to give them a tip. Everything makes a difference. I'm paying them to come over. I'm paying them for their time. I'm feeding them. I'm putting them up because I love them. I was at their wedding. They have done spiritual weddings for us. They care about their culture. They like to come and to share it. And if you're interested and you come and listen, we reconnect as brothers and sisters. We reconnect as people who can come and learn from and honor all of our ancestors and see our similarities and our truth. So this is Christian. They do weddings, they do ceremonies, and this is one that his wife, DNA, and he came over to our house. And shortly after, about 6-8 months after we moved in. So we will be doing it live again from here, from our patio, looking over the beach. We'll have a whole new, of course, everything for you. And you'll be a part of he'll share lessons. I'm going to share Shibalba. I'm going to share with you and bring you down into certain ceremonial aspects of understanding the underworld, of walking into your own sacred place, of coming into a place. Now, we're also going to have 2 more dancers, as well as one woman and Christian. And it's a secret. I'm not going to tell you. This is one of the weddings that they did. This is from one of our ceremonies. We do a lot of jaguar medicine. Christian makes all of the costumes. His family does as well. He shares about the culture. So we're talking about this time of year. We're talking about the underworld. We're talking about the darkness. We're talking about the moment in time. And we're co-creating what the theme will be. But I promise you the medicine, the beauty, the drumming, the dancing, the wisdom, the love, and the channeling that I'm going to bring through to help you understand that the trials of your life are there to guide you to becoming the sun and the moon of your own reality. That's who you are. That's what you came for. So this is not my house, but this is one of our dancers. And this was one of our ceremonies where he brought a jaguar skull for me to hold. And it was one of my jaguar medicine ceremony initiations. So we are going to be so blessed and so honored to get to do this on the new moon here at our house, with these sacred friends, with this sacred thing. I hope you will come. Please tell everybody you can. We're going to be sharing more about it. I didn't confirm until just a day or 2 ago that he can actually come. So this is a beautiful blessing, an incredible way to enter, and you can come back and watch it more and more. And I hope I will see you there. So thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I will see you on Thursday with Maria, where we're going to reveal some really, I don't even know. I'm like, my mind is kind of like bending. Like, what's this new mind bending reality of the power of feeling energy, seeing auras, or feeling a dowsing rod go around because you're standing over a vortex or an altar. And then to see scientifically, like, I don't need that proof, but I think that this is going to blow people's minds to understand. Look at this field that is created by this temple, by the alignments, by the earth, by this, and how it amplifies your ability to heal, your ability to time travel, your ability to be psychic, your ability to cleanse your fear, your ability to whatever, That's what these were designed for. They're here, they're alive, they are part of the earth, they are part of us. We are living temples. Let's decode the library that's within us. So thank you, everybody. Take care. I love you. Have a wonderful day.